Hello, everyone. It's Stacy with Real Life Psychology and Life Coaching. And today we are going to talk about owning your own ish. So, are you ready to have a seat on the couch? All right, let's do it. Hi, everyone. So, today we are going to talk about owning your own ish. In psychological terms, that is the autonomy and self determination. Basically, you have control over your life and what you want in it and how you want it to be, how you want the outcome to be. So, I'm going to read a definition. Self determination theory is a theory of human motivation that suggests people have three basic needs in order to achieve optimal psychological well-being. In that it's autonomy, it's readiness, and it's competence. So we're going to go over those things as well as what we need to do in order to live our best life. You ready? All right. So autonomy. Self-determination basically is a theory that is, instead of an innate sense of freedom, it allows people to act on their own behalves and take charge of their destinies. This is something that I fully believe, and that I think that a lot of people, if they took responsibility for their own actions, would be able to see that they're fully in charge of their life. Stop blaming other people for things that you've decided. If you decided to, be in this job, but you don't like it, that is fully your choice. You can't blame the job. You can't blame the people that work there. You can't blame anything because that is your choice to be there. You don't have to be there. One of the things I always tell my kids, if they do something, they're all over 18. If I'm like, take out the trash or something, and they're like, I'm like, hey, you don't have to be here. Being here is a choice. So it's the same with anything in your life. When you have autonomy, you're self-determined, you're making those decisions, but you're also putting yourself in a place where those decisions build your destiny. They're taking control of your future. So what you do today definitely affects your tomorrow. So in addition to autonomy and self-determination, people need readiness. And readiness is basically a way to connect with people. We all want to feel connected and feel like we belong in something, whether it's a group, whether it's, a family thing, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's play, your friends. Everybody wants to feel connected in some sense. You also control that. You control who you spend your time with. You control who you let in your private life. In previous videos, I've mentioned having a small circle that's very intimate and people that you deal with, and then a circle maybe outside of that they know more about you, a little bit about you, but not everything. And then you have that broader circle where they only know just enough about you, which could probably be your social media, people at work or people in certain groups. So you have that. But if you want to feel that relatedness and you want to feel connected, you have to choose the right people. You can't choose people that are not aligned with what you're aligned to do, because what happens is you don't feel connected. You're like, okay, well, they're going this way. I'm going this way. I don't really agree with it. So these are your choices. If you choose to continue to hang out with those people, that's a choice that you made. And so the last one about owning your ish is competence. So most people want to feel like they have control over their environment, the places that they are, the actions, and how they impact the world around them. This is crucial because if you are in an environment where you're uncomfortable, where you don't feel safe, where you don't feel like you can genuinely be your authentic self, it creates actions in you that aren't genuine. So if you're somewhere where you just can't really be the true self that you are, you're going to act differently. And you're going to give off a different persona of who you really are. And that's going to attract the wrong people, because those aren't the people that you really want to attract, because that's not how you are. So you want to be in an environment where you're comfortable, where you feel relaxed and you can be genuine with not only yourself, but others. And that's going to attract the type of people that you want to be around. So here is where I get into the owning your own ish. Like, stop blaming people. Stop blaming others for your choices, your mistakes, your successes, your failures, your everything. Stop blaming other people, because every choice that you have made thus far, whether you say it's forced or not, is a choice that you actually made. If you took a job because it was closer to home, but it was less money, that is still a choice you made. So maybe you're not financially where you want to be, but that's because you made that choice. If you have, 5 kids and you're like, well, I was only planning on 3, it's still a choice you made. These are all things that you've made in your past. And so going forward, you have to make choices that are going to align with what lifestyle you want to have. So you decide about your life. You decide on your friends, you decide your career, you decide your activities, you decide what you want to eat, what you want to drive, your social circles, how many kids you want to have, where you want to live, everything you decided. So stop blaming everybody else. It's not at some point in your life, even if you have issues as a child, you have to start taking responsibility for your own choices and your own decisions. There's only so much you can really force and blame on other people. I know this is going to be hard because people are going to say, you know what, I went through this and I went through that. A lot of people have been through a lot of things, and it's not taken lightly and it's not to discredit it, but there are people that have been through things that succeed. There are people that have been through things that are struggling. I get that. But you are still making choices as an adult to do the things that you want to do. So let's just break some things down. Instead of saying what not to do, we're going to talk about what to do. So instead of complaining about things, we're going to start talking about things to change. Instead of complaining about the friends you want, go find the friends you want. If the ones that you're around are not doing what you feel are friendship worthy, move on. Find people that are. It's not too late. It's never too late to find someone that aligns with what you want out of life. Instead of complaining about your career, do something that you're inspired by or have a purpose for. You don't have to quit your job right away, but start looking and applying for other jobs that are what you went to school for or what your real purpose is. If you're doing accounting, but you want to be a life coach, you got to start making some transitions there instead of sitting around and complaining. Instead of complaining about what you don't have time to do, start doing things that you love. Start taking time to go to the spa or to hike or to paint or to draw or to spend time with friends and family. You have to start putting in the work to see the changes. If you don't put in the work, no one else is, and you're going to still live the life that you hate or that you don't want to be a part of. If you want to eat healthier, eat healthier. Change your eating habits. Stop complaining about, oh, I got to lose weight. I eat all this junk. I do that. Stop complaining about it and do something about it. Be the person that you want to be, because only you can make that choice. Only you can do the actions to make it happen. If you want a different car, go get the car. Figure out a way to make what you currently pay. If nothing, then figure out a way to, come up with a budget to what you can afford to get the car you want. Everything is obtainable if you put your mind to it. At one point in my 20s, Range Rover has been my favorite car forever. And I just kept building up until I finally got the dream Range Rover that I wanted. I didn't do it immediately. I took baby steps on the payments and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I ultimately achieved that goal. Nothing is impossible. They didn't only make one. They didn't only make them for rich people. They didn't only make them for, celebrities. If you want a Hyundai and that's your dream car, go get it. You only live once. Do it, though, in a way that it doesn't hurt you financially and it doesn't hurt you mentally, because you're trying to build up to it. You don't have to just run out tomorrow and go get it. You sit down and make a plan on how you're going to get it, whether that's getting a part-time job, whether that's doing more hours at work, whether that means saving a little bit more, whatever it is, it's still your choice. If you want to be in certain circles, you put yourself in those circles. You go to conferences, you go to seminars, you go places where those people are going to be, and you mingle and you talk to them and you put yourself in those places. You cannot say, I want to be a part of this group, but that's all you're doing to be a part of the group is saying it. It doesn't work that way. There are people who are in fraternities. There are people who are in mentor programs. There are people who are in AA. There are people who are in so many different programs because they put themselves there to meet the people that are going to enhance their well-being. And that's the social circle they want to be in. You can dream it, but if you're not actually doing the work, you're not going to be in it. So it's a choice. Put yourself there. Also, one of the biggest things is like embracing the people that you currently have around you, really spending quality time with them and getting to know them, your family, your children, your friends. When you do that, you actually start feeling a sense of belonging to where you're opening up doors to new types of things. I have family members. I have a large family. And so there's some family members like an uncle, that I had never met before, maybe 3 years ago. And just putting myself in a place to embrace that relationship and learn more about him honestly opened up more doors for me, because not only is he very successful, but it allowed me to be inspired. He didn't have to do anything for me but welcome me into his home and have a conversation. But the inspiration, the goals, the mindset. So also, you have to be open to learning new things from new people. So if you have family members, or different people that you just haven't reached out to, maybe that's something also you might want to try to do. So this last one is something that I hear people say all the time. Live where you want to be. If you want a certain area. I live in Arizona, so a lot of people aspire to live in Scottsdale. I'm not one of those people. I like the West Valley, which is more Goodyear or Verrado. I also, though, kind of like Arcadia. I'm not lying. I kind of want to get there. I'm in Goodyear now, but I want to get to Arcadia, which is a higher scale living. But my thing is this: it's not unobtainable. It is obtainable. You can live where you want to live. So I hear people always say, well, my credit's not good enough, and my this is that, and I don't make enough money. Let me tell you, I don't care what the situation is. I have been in it and seen it. You can live where you want to live. It may not be a mansion on the hill, but you can get in the community. So, for example, if you have credit issues, work with someone who can allow you to build your credit up to where you can get a home. It doesn't have to be a 700 credit score to buy a home. I believe it's only 620. Income wise, yes, right now houses are high, but you don't have to get a $400,000 home. Find something that's $200,000 until you can afford a $400,000 home or the prices drop. I mean, there's ways around it. You just have to think outside the box. When you get to a place where you're determined, you find ways to do what you want to do. So ultimately, owning your own ish is being autonomous and being self-determined. When you are those two things, you push forward for the life that you want to live. It's not rocket science. We all go through things. There are ups and downs in everybody's lives. Nothing is going to be perfect, but you have to push through for the life that you want. I mean, like if joining softball games and being a part of that group, or doing, annual women's retreats, or being a part of something bigger, is always your choice. Do not blame other people for the choices that you've made and the positions that you've put yourself in. And I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to hear that. I'm tired of hearing about this. That this person did this to me and that person did that to me. The question is, what did you do when they did it to you? What did you do after this person talked about you and stabbed you behind your back? Did you put all your energy into revenge, or did you put all your energy into success and moving forward and leaving them behind? That is the choice that you have to decide when these things arise, and you have to be the person to live in those choices. So, with that being said, I hope that this inspired you guys in some way to kind of get out there and fight for what you want, the life that you want. It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying anything is easy. What I am saying is it is possible. And that's all you need to put your foot through that door and kick it down and get where you want to be. So if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share, and follow me on Instagram, and check out my website with the link below. And let me know what you thought about this video, because I'm going to be making them constantly and putting things out there. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday. Happy Father's Day. Have a wonderful afternoon.